Sri Lanka has been known as the gemstone island for hundreds of years, but actually, the real gemstone island that came out in the last 20 years was Madagascar because that changed the landscape of color. Everything was found in Madagascar. You found sphenes, you found aquas, you found morganites, you found diamonds, you found everything in Madagascar. Don't know what happened there, 500 million years ago, but when that continent broke away, or that basic island broke off of the continent of Africa, a lot of stuff happened in Madagascar. So here we are, National Reserve, Didi, Madagascar. 2012, right? Some illegal loggers are pulling down a tree. In the roots, they find two stones. They find a ruby and a sapphire, and they don't know anything about ruby and sapphire. So what they do is they take them to the capital down in Tana, and they basically put them on the market, and they sell them to a friend of mine, a Sri Lankan guy who was local there, who used to buy a lot of rough and export it back to Sri Lanka. And he bought it for 20K. I remember when he told me he bought this material because it wasn't even recognized that in the Didi area this material existed. So he bought it for 20K, which caused a storm. All of a sudden, 20K is a lot of cash. All of a sudden, the rumor got out. They went out partying. They went out drinking, these guys, and they told people where they found it. And we had a migration of like 10,000 people heading into the National Reserve of Didi. This is early days 2012. Now, you're not supposed to mine in the National Reserve, but there was no stopping these people. Those two stones, my friend ended up selling for 600,000 in Sri Lanka, and it ultimately went to auction for 2 million. And I'll tell you why. The Didi deposit I refer to as the imposter deposit. It produces some amazing quality rubies that resemble the finest quality Burmese. It also produces some amazing quality sapphire that resembles some of the finest quality cashmere sapphire. So you got two of the most important gem varieties of corundum in the world that are being mimicked out of this one deposit in 2012. So of course, when I got wind of this, I was straight in there, right? And it was all artisanal mining back in the day, like small scale mining, people just walking hundreds and hundreds of miles to actually get into this area where the mining was happening. Now, the mining was short-lived. It only lived for about 9 months before the government came in and shut down the reserve, because you're not supposed to mine there. And it only lasted for 9 months, and they shut it down completely, and everybody got booted out. But there was like 10,000 people mining there. There's been a lot of investigation and research done about this. I remember when Dr. Peretti from GRS Lab came in via helicopter to study some of the samples so he could identify the difference of different locales as well. And this particular gem actually has a GRS report as well as a Belleferrand French report. So it has two reports. It is a Pigeon blood Jedi. I give it that Jedi distinction because of the dispersion and fire coming out of this stone is really quite remarkable. And you've got, beautiful crystal. It is pigeon blood color, and you've got 2.82 carats of deep flawless diamonds. The amount you will never be able to replace this piece again for anywhere close to that price. Stones like this are selling for 4 times the price that the Don's Club is selling them for. I got this in 2012 when I first went in and I got this material. I bought all the blues that had good color and all the reds that look like Burma. I bought them all. This stone is remarkable. If you're looking for a rare variety, and now people collect Didi specifically. They actually collect Didi because there's no mining of it. It is unique. Anyway, this got all the paperwork. It's got all the provenance. You got huge deep flawless diamonds in this mount, a mountain of them, 2.82 carats. Kat looks at the ruby and she goes, this is some of the finest quality ruby I've ever seen. And she puts almost 3 carats of deep flawless. And look how big those diamonds are running down the side of this particular ring. So if you like sparkle and you like electric pigeon blood red, there is no topping this stone or this aeronautically engineered piece of Kat Florence jewelry. This baby sparkles. It's just testament to the effort and the love she puts into every piece of jewelry she makes.